Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's August 15th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. I'm back home. This feels fantastic. I don't have to leave again for a few more days, so I'm pretty happy about that. I want to give you guys a few updates about situations that are happening around the world, pertaining to Iran, pertaining to India, Pakistan, pertaining to Hong Kong and China. All right. Of course, we really haven't talked about this nuclear explosion off the coast of Russia. Some people say it was a failed missile test. Some people say that it was a nuclear missile that went ARI, or am I saying that correctly? Basically, it looks like it's another Chernobyl, or, you know, maybe not as severe, but Russia is not giving any information about this, okay? And we have neighboring countries who are able to pick up radiation. But, you know, the Russians are keeping a close lid on this. We're going to have to watch this situation as it unfolds. Talking about Iran, all right, because Iran's not going anywhere, okay? That Grace 1, the Iranian tanker from Gibraltar that was taken over by the UK, there's been a lot of rumors that the UK is going to allow it to be released. Now, a lot of people are pointing towards tomorrow for its release. I have not seen anything concrete as of yet, but it will be funny to see if the U.S. tries to block that from happening, okay? Israel and the UAE held secret meetings on Iran, and these are countries that have not had very good relations in the past, so they're coming together, you know, to combat Iran. Iran came out and stated that Hezbollah was strong enough to destroy Israel on its own, you know, or maybe it was Hamas. I don't know, guys. I've been last like 4 days. I've slept like 4 or 5 hours. So if I get some information incorrect, I will try to correct that in my next video. But I believe the IRGC general came out and stated that Hezbollah or Hamas, one of the two, was strong enough to annihilate Israel on its own, which we know is false. That's just not true, okay? Iran's been very critical of Israel over the past week or so because Israel has decided that they're going to join this maritime coalition with the United States of America in an intelligence aspect, okay? And Iran does not want Israeli Navy vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has come out and stated that this will cause conflict. This will cause war. Okay? So tensions are going to ratchet up between Israel and Iran. The enrichment of uranium by Iran is going to go up. It continues to go up. And I believe if it hits that 20%, that's when we would see a strike from Israel into Iran. Right now, we've seen Israel's range of attacks has gone up. Now they're striking bases and missile depots, arms depots in Iraq, okay, not just Syria. All right, so their range is increasing. They're getting closer and closer to Iran. All right, India and Pakistan, fresh heavy clashes happening just hours ago. Reports of up to 10 soldiers dead on both India and Pakistan side. See, if you go to Pakistani media, it's Pakistan has lost 2 or 3, you know, but we've dealt a heavy blow to the Indians. If you go to Indian media and propaganda, it's India's not lost a single person, and we've killed 20 of their guys. We're just annihilating them. You know, the fact of the matter is, you can't really trust either side's media, okay? They're going to push propaganda, especially, you know, and nothing against India, but especially India. Their media is the biggest joke I've seen since watching, you know, CNN, dude. It's just insane to me. It's crazy. I mean, I watched this segment that they had after Pakistan's Prime Minister made that speech yesterday. He made a speech. He basically said that India is pushing Pakistan to conflict because of Kashmir, that there's a human rights violation in Kashmir, that Pakistan would fight to the last drop of blood. A lot of warmongering from warmongering words from the Pakistani Prime Minister, right? So the Indian media had this segment where they had 3 pro-Indian analysts, including the anchor, and they brought on this Pakistani analyst, and this guy had degraded quality video. You could barely hear him. Every time he talked, they were just screaming at him, and they bringing up the whole Pulwama incident, the strike in Balakot, which India still says was a massive success, and the international community is kind of like, we don't really know, you know? India is the only country that has come out and said, yeah, we've killed 200 terrorists, you know, it was a direct strike into Pakistan, huge success, nothing went wrong, and Pakistan came out and said, you hit a bunch of trees, dude, you didn't really kill anybody, like, this wasn't a huge success, and countries like U.S., China, Russia, countries in the West have all come out and basically stated, I don't really know. It could have gone either way. Who really knows? And then the whole F-16 being shot down because of the dogfight. India politicized that as well. Their media is insane, man. Their media is as bad as CNN is here in America. All right, their bias is 100%. They didn't give this guy a chance to talk, this Pakistani analyst, a chance to talk whatsoever. Every time they did, they just laughed at him. I mean, it was very unprofessional. It was a terrible, you know, it was hard to watch, awful. But basically, Pakistan, India, that's still going on. There's a United Nations Security Council meeting, closed meeting, that's supposed to happen tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I doubt anything comes from this. Really, I don't think anything's going to come from this. One, the United Nations is a joke. 2, you know, you've got countries like Russia, China, and the U.S., and they're not going to agree, you know? If the U.S. takes a stance, China's just going to take the other stance. If China takes a stance, the U.S. is just going to take the opposite stance as well, you know? It's just how it works. So I don't see anything coming from this closed-door meeting. A lot of the international community has stated that they believe that this is an internal affair in India, all right? Well, we've got fresh clashes. We've got the threats of war if nothing happens during this meeting. It's obvious that the Pakistani government's trying to do this diplomatically, okay? If things fail diplomatically, we might see a downward spiral in this theater, all right, around in the world. You know, we're seeing fresh clashes right now. If diplomacy fails, do we turn into a hot conflict? That's something we need to watch, okay? Because Pakistan and India, they're already heavily firing at each other. The only thing they're not doing is firing missiles, firing large artillery. They are using artillery, but large artillery, missiles, and fighter jets and bombers, okay? We need to watch the situation over the next 24 to 48 hours. You know, it's one of those things that we gotta watch, man. You know, 2 nuclear powers, have to watch it. And then, of course, Hong Kong. The protests in Hong Kong are going on, and we're seeing a lot of pictures of armored vehicles and tanks right outside Hong Kong. All right, China's the PLA. They're parading them around. Okay, they made a threat yesterday, or maybe it was like 6, 7, 8 hours ago. That the PLA could strike within Hong Kong within 10 minutes. Okay, big claim, very aggressive claim. Chinese media is, you know, saying that these protesters are basically terrorists and they need to be stopped. And a lot of people believe that China is going to move their military into Hong Kong, and it's going to be a bloodbath. All right, we need to watch that situation as well. So there's a couple things that we need to watch around the world right now. Obviously, keep your eyes on Iran. Keep your eyes on India and Pakistan. Keep your eyes on Hong Kong. You know, a lot of people are talking about economic collapse. That's just not my area of expertise. But, you know, I do know that the governments of the world, they do manipulate the stock market. We need to watch that as well. We need to watch Venezuela. Keep your eyes open. There's so many theaters around the world we need to watch, all right, guys? As more information comes out, I'm home now. I'll be able to update you guys more thoroughly. I'll probably have another video later on this evening. I know I already said that once this week, and that didn't happen, and I'm sorry for that. But I will have another video up this week, this evening, and we will talk about these things in further detail. All right, grab a beer, say a few prayers, and as always, keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.